Today I am here to talk about a typical dairy value chain. It comprises of three kinds of participants. They are producers, aggregators and processors. Producers are the dairy farmers. The aggregators are of various types who are operating at different levels in the value chain. They are small time retailers, they might be hotels and restaurants, or they might be cooperatives. Small time retailers collect milk from producers in their vicinity and supply it to consumers in largely the same locality. Hotels and restaurants procure milk directly from the producers or the small time retailers. The milk is used for preparing various milk based products. Cooperatives are the producers' organizations that perform the task of aggregating milk and selling it to a processor. The most advanced form of this arrangement is a three-tier cooperative model. This comprises of primary cooperatives which are best at the villages. Then there are dairy unions that are best at district level, and then there is milk federation that is the apex level of this whole structure. The primary cooperatives collect milk from producers and supply it to the unions. The unions then process milk into various products that are then marketed by the milk federation, which lies at the apex level. In this model, there is instant payment of the price of the milk at the time of collection. At the end of the financial year, there is some redistribution of the profit that is earned by the federation, and this redistribution happens in form of bonuses. Corporates are the for-profit entities that collect milk from the farmers through their well-organized collection centers and then process it and market it. They pay the price to the farmer for the milk at the time of collection. Unlike the cooperative model, there is no sharing of profit with the farmers. The output procured or produced by the aggregators is then accessed by the customers through various retail outlets such as milk parlors, supermarkets, or they may avail it directly from the producers. Now, coming to economics of the value chain. Until now, I was explaining the structure of a typical value chain. Now, we are going to talk about the economics of the value chain. Considering the economics from the perspective of a producer, the key expense items are salary for the milkman, the feed that includes greens and concentrates, then there is expense for transportation of the milk, and then there is veterinary attention that has to be fairly regular. Now, these are the economics of the dairy value chain. But what does it mean for a financial institution? So, let us talk about financing opportunities that lie within the value chain. There are three key requirements for which a producer requires finance. One is capital expenses. For capital expenses, the finance required is either for the purchase of animals or for building the shed for the animals. Another category of expenses are variable expenses, which are required for meeting the working capital expense of maintaining the dairy animals. The major expense item under this category is feed and fodder. This alone constitutes 75% of total variable expenses. The table on the screen gives the scale of finance for maintaining 2 dairy animals. Now, this is the possibility of finance within the dairy value chain. But what are the major approaches that a typical financial institution can adopt for financing? As far as financial institutions are concerned, they can adopt two kinds of modes for financing dairy farmers. One is called cash entrapment model, another one is called direct financing to the farmer. Cash entrapment model is ideal for the situation when the dairy farmer is bound by a long-term contract to supply to a procurement agency, which might be a cooperative or it might be a corporate entity. In such an arrangement, the financial institution ties up with the procurement agency to disburse loans to the farmers on their rolls. The procurement agency deducts the repayment from the payments that are due to a farmer and transfers it to the financial institution that has lent money to the farmer. The name of the model derives from the unique repayment arrangement that allows the financial institution to entrap the cash towards repayment before it even reaches the farmer, and hence the name cash entrapment model. The benefits of this arrangement for the financial institution are many. The first one is a large pool of clients become available to the financial institution. Then there is ready information about the repayment capacity of the clients. There is guaranteed repayment, and then there are opportunities for cross-selling various other financial products. For the procurement agency, the benefits are many. They include deepening of the loyalty of the producers through value-added services, which is financial assistance in this case. This is very crucial for ensuring uninterrupted procurement of milk for the procurement agency. Then this whole arrangement makes the procurement very efficient for the agency. The financial assistance gives the producers an opportunity to expand the scale of production, thus increasing the per unit area procurement. This can save the transportation cost for the producer, which is a key cost item as far as the procurement process is concerned. Now coming to direct finance to farmers. This is similar to financing any other income generating activity. However, there are certain characteristics of this particular value chain that make financing to dairy value chain very attractive for financial institutions. The first one that comes to my mind is regular cash flow arising from this value chain. Dairying gives daily cash flow to the farmer. This is ideal for repaying small loans that are required for this kind of activity. Then it is very easy to establish loan utilization for the financial institution. The animal is ready evidence of the loan utilization as far as the financial institution is concerned. There are many activities that do not have as concrete evidence of loan utilization as dairying as an activity has. Then it's an insurable activity. Cattle insurance is an insurance product offered by many service providers. This reduces the risk in financing the activity. To conclude, dairying is an activity that is highly attractive as far as financial institutions are concerned, but that is not all. It improves rural economy and it also improves food security in general.